South Jersey bad boys. Ooh, you had some speed on that one.
I'm on speed. Yeah, this is just an average
Clearly.
Tuesday. Average Tuesday, and we got a special guest in the hot seat on the casting couch right over here, Mr. Andrew Baus. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Andy Boss, man.
Yeah, Mr. Boss Man, thank you for coming on the program. What brings you down to these dark depths of South Jersey this evening? You're not quite sure yet.
Not even sure. I think I'm lost, actually.
It's a lot to walk into. Like Dan said, it's a casting couch. You said coming on the program pretty quickly. Everything about this environment screams...
semen.
Semen.
It kind of smells like it, too.
Yeah. Well, that's the couch.
You can't get into that on this episode.
Okay. Yeah. Well, when I got that couch, it was actually blue, and now it's more of a sea green, if you will.
Dan gets all used furniture.
All used furniture. I go right over to Plato's Closet, and whatever they have, they're like, "Oh, is this from Ashley's or is it from Bob's Discount?" And
we'll give you 1 penny.
Yeah, we'll give you 1 penny for that. But prior to the program beginning, we were talking about Plato's Closet being the goodwill for middle class people. I guess
some
both.
middle-aged.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've all had that defeating situation where a teenager tells us that what we wear is trash and to take it home.
Now, some of us that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah.
Some of us, we're like, what are we doing wrong?
Now, I'm sure if I brought in this shirt that my mom ordered off of eBay for me a couple Christmases ago of Beagle scuba diving, they would pay handsomely for it. The tag is written in Chinese, so I don't know what exactly or who made it, what designer it is, but it seems fancy. But
fancy.
Yeah.
Any shirt with a dog on it, I don't know if it could be classified as fancy. You do look like you got off some sort of boat today.
I know. The boat's sitting in my driveway that hasn't been in operation for a few years. That's the boat that I'm on. It's getting there. This summer, it's going to get there. We're going to finish it up, and we'll be cruising the beautiful Timber Creek rather soon.
Fuck yeah.
So what's been happening? We have yet another dad on the program. I'm still the only dadless that I know of. But
you got to teach me your ways, my man.
Yeah, he's picking up on some of the things. I can't offer any advice in that realm. So, do you got any good advice for a new dad?
I will tell you this: in 2.5 years of doing it. You will have an easier time with the child than you will have with any adult in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Partially because they can't talk back. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Tell that to my wife.
Yeah. Oh, and now we got the dog in here too. Yeah. Just a bunch of dogs.
Welcome to the Dad Cast.
Yeah. She heard Dad and she came running.
Daddy-o.
I do look like I would entertain sexually pleasing an animal.
You're on the right couch for it.
Hey.
Yeah, she really does.
No, but it's cool, man. I mean, the sleep deprivation will go away.
That to me has been the most difficult part so far.
It's kind of trite, but getting on this dog's just licking an ice cream cone that doesn't exist.
I texted the help. She'll be down here.
It's okay. I actually like it. It's invisible, but getting on a schedule where you don't go insane. Is 100% key. Don't try and do too much.
Well, how many months until you feel like a baby can even adapt to a schedule?
So the sleep part of it usually catches up around like 4 to 5 months.
Got some time.
But
definitely do. Come here, Goose.
Who in the hell?
Look, we got a special guest here. Lucy acted up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Animal control.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
Oh gosh.
Come on. You can get in there. Go ahead.
Listen, apologies to the program.
So sorry. Oh no, they're all coming.
Oh my god.
Dogs can sense when someone's sad, so they came running right to me.
Duke's newest brand ambassador.
Lily, get out of there.
On the program.
I don't even have dogs for them. I have a cat named Alan.
Dan has a lot of stray animals that just kind of roam through here. We're not exactly sure where they come from.
We're not. Help.
But we welcome with open arms. But yeah, 4 or 5 months. But it is going by quickly, as everybody. All of the cliches that everybody's telling me, I am finding to be true.
Oh yeah, but the funny thing is you will assume everything that's happening, and you really should look at it as like this is the first time this has ever happened to anybody.
Yeah.
I remember. Did you read the baby book?
I read. No.
Okay, so
I read a book about fatherhood. I like 75% of it, but it wasn't like your typical. Oh, I watched an online video.
Okay.
But that was about the pregnancy. It wasn't really about
You cliff notes.
Was it about how people get pregnant? Those are on the hub. I've seen a few of those videos.
I surfed the hub.
They've been on this couch.
I actually had been doing extensive research on that for years prior, just in case this happened.
Just in case something were to happen, you would know what led up to it. And like Andrew said, a lot of them happen on this couch right here.
But then we watched a video about the birthing process and the pregnancy process. So they show like a woman, it's like, here's what it would be like to get the epidural, and the woman's like, and then there's like, here's what it would be like to do it natural, and the woman's like, oh my god, suck my cock, I'll murder your family, this is the worst. And you're like, we'll do the epidural. We'll do that.
I had a very interesting pregnancy scenario. I wasn't pregnant. My ex was, and shout out to co-parenting.
Hey, let's go.
So we had a full-blown COVID baby, which was like lockdown, no one in the hospital, like super surreal. Planned it down to the
When
minute.
was it? What month of early 2020?
Or August of 2020.
Oh shit! So it's literally just a few months in.
Yeah.
So did you have to do like? Was it when you were going in for all these appointments, super lockdown, or was any of it like via Zoom and shit?
No. I mean, it was just us in the room, everyone masked.
Gotcha.
But that's not the crazy part. They bring her in. They set us up in this room. The dad chair is terrible.
Yeah.
It's our punishment. Child support, I will pay it never to sit in that fucking chair.
Yeah.
Sleep in that chair. It sticks to you. It smells like every other piece of shit that came in somebody. I can smell it now. I love my daughter. Anyway, 16 hours into labor, we're not getting anywhere.
Yikes.
Someone's cervix isn't cooperating.
Ugh.
And the doctor comes in and he says, just this matter of factly, he goes, hey, guys, super crazy, but every time you have a contraction, the baby stops breathing. And I was like, hey, that's not fun at all. It's 5 a.m. And I look at like my girlfriend and I'm like, she's like, let's C-section, let's audible, let's get this thing out. Second point is we didn't know what we were having.
Ooh.
Partially because COVID, we were all supposed to die. We didn't plan on doing this very long anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is one of the last true surprises in the world.
Yeah, whether or not it was going to be your child. You're
right.
Like, let's leave it.
Let's leave it on.
Black. So they bring us in for the C-section, and I don't know. Did she not need the C-section?
We did do the C-section, but we had a planned C-section for that reason because the baby was measuring really big, so they're like, there's a chance it could get stuck.
Okay.
And we were like, well, we don't want to have exactly what happened where you're pushing for 16 hours and then you have to do a C-section anyways. Right. We're like, let's just do the C-section.
So now, educate a guy who's never watched.
I've seen a lot of videos, but haven't had the personal experience.
I haven't gotten my hands dirty, if you know what I mean.
His hands have been dirty.
When you guys say C-section, does that mean that
it's not on the C?
They cut a C and they just peel her open like a door.
They just open it like a door, like a little handle, but you're not sure if it's one of the push or pull ones. So it's just, but they get in there, and what it does by doing that is it preserves the vagina. Is that correct?
Yeah, because the baby comes straight out the butt.
Yeah. It's like
I would prefer if we came out the back door.
Nice.
We stuck it.
Wow, yeah.
So you don't,
That is calling an audible. I'll give you that.
So I don't have to buy a new front door.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's a little snip.
Is it like
little?
Yeah, I mean,
deli slice.
But I'll tell you, I made the mistake. And again, I don't know if you did.
You looked?
I peeked, and it looked like The Walking Dead. I was surprised that she was fucking alive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't look.
There's shit over here. There's shit over here. There's 15 doctors in the room.
Yeah, they take it out and they take their organs out and put it on a table.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What organs do they take out and just put to the side for a minute?
All the intestines.
I don't know which one specifically. I did glance and I went, nope. And then that was all I looked.
They cut them out and like remove them and then stitch them back up. And
and then they put them back in.
Yeah, they have to expose the uterus. The womb. We'll just womb it all together.
They take out the vagina.
Yeah, they sew that up so nothing weird gets in, like me again. And so they do all that, and I now I'm being supportive. I'm at her head. I'm like, you're doing great, even though she's like shaking from adrenaline and all these drugs. and the fact that it was unplanned. So here they're like, okay, everybody, they smack her, shake the baby, whatever, and then they're like, okay, here, mom, take a peek, and here comes the baby over top.
Yeah.
And I felt like it shouldn't be me to say, hey, look what we have. So they left it up to her, and she looks up, and she's like convulsing. And I was like, well, that's not good. And they're like, Mom, look. She's like, yeah. She's
probably
like,
so out of it.
It's a boy. And of course, I have a daughter. So I just look at the doctor, and I was like, well, in my defense, I'm not working with much. Like she can't identify a penis at this point.
Yeah.
And the guy just looks up at me, and I'm like, oh, sorry. And I whispered down, I was like, hey, babe, our son's dick fell off. And the doctor was 2 seconds away from you need to leave.
Yeah.
You need to leave. But then there was this whole thing where now this thing exists. Before, you probably know, just
yes.
Up until that moment, you're like, okay. And then just, oh, fuck. I have a new purpose. It's either we're going one or two directions with this child.
That's exactly how I felt, where it's the 9 months prior, the baby's in there, it's happening, and then all of a sudden you see the baby and you're like, it's pure shock. You're like,
sure.
Oh my God, it's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously you knew it was, but it's you see it and there's a different feeling that comes into where you go, oh, holy shit, I can't believe I'm looking and seeing it. And then I slipped the doctor a 20 and I put a tracking device back in when they put her organs back in.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was a good
You
move.
air tagged.
Yeah. So I just get notifications straight to my phone if this bitch goes 500 yards in the wrong direction.
Yeah, if he goes the wrong way. But it is. You have a boy as well. You have a son, so
a baby boy.
you'll be following him on prom nights. Well, who's he porking tonight? Just following him around. I like the idea. I like the strategy.
I put it back in with Sam's organs.
Oh, I thought you meant into the kid. Okay, that makes more sense.
No, I'll stick one up his butt.
Yeah, but it's definitely better to put it in Steam. You can see what what aisle and target she's.
I got to keep track of my family.
Yeah,
I'm a responsible father.
Responsible. It's a responsible move. You plan ahead. I like it.
Thank you.
I would do something similar.
Lowjacking humans. It's
Exactly. And now Brendan was explaining this to me the other week about that first, seeing, life come out of your wife. And I was not planning on that rhyming, but such a beautiful thing. And the closest thing I've ever gotten to that is one time I was tripping on shrooms, and when the wall started to breathe, I was just like, this is the meaning of life. That's as close as I've gotten to it. So,
yeah. It wasn't like I had heard so many people describe it. When you first see the baby, you have this overwhelming feeling of joy that you've never felt before. I would say I'm more so feeling that now that he's 5 weeks old. He's starting to smile, and you kind of get to know him a little bit, and you're taking care of him. And I feel like that love grows. But at the first sight, I feel like it's pure shock and adrenaline, where you're just like your instincts take in. You're like, I have to take care of this thing, but it's just a shocking shift where you're like, oh, my world's just different now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how I would be able to handle that.
Well, the way this ends, just to not keep this going, but this is honestly the whole point of this story. And I hope this didn't happen with you. It didn't happen with him. As soon as the baby came out, now obviously she's still filleted open.
Yeah.
I just walk away with the baby. They bring her over I'm like, okay,
You're taking
there's
selfies.
a new bitch in town. You're like,
They just send you away. They're like, hey, go off to the side. You got to go grab the baby.
Yeah. So you're the parent.
And the nurses take them out like a pizza. They're like,
yep.
Just throw them over there.
Hot soup. And you just move on. Well, there's 2-3 hours. Well, in my case, it was 2-3 hours where it was just me and the baby. Mm-hmm. And they don't tell you anything. If you didn't read that book or watch that YouTube video, you're fucked. The baby had its first shit, and it was pitch black.
Yes. I was just about to say
He was talking last week, said the same thing. He's like, no one tells you it's going to be like
okay. And the phone. Hi, room 201. We have a black turd in the diaper.
Not even turd. It's like a black. I thought that I just gave birth to Venom from Spider-Man.
Sure.
I'm like, what is this? And they're like, that's normal. I'm like, listen, I've taken some dumps in my day. That is not normal.
Holy shit.
This is black goo.
How much Taco Bell did this baby have?
Yeah.
Not good.
I thought that I had no idea that was a thing, but they shit like black goo for the first like day or so.
Yeah.
Like the shit that we were saying, the dinosaur that shoots the fat guy in Jurassic Park in the glasses.
Newman.
Spitter.
Yeah.
They don't even give that dinosaur a real name. They're just like, oh, that's a spitter.
Yeah.
The poison that kills Newman.
Yeah. Now, what is something that either of you guys did it as a kid that was just a real piece of shit move that you are either going to hope your kid does or not hope they do? For me, it was getting caught egging my next door neighbor's house on Halloween, like literally right next door, and then running up our driveway giggling and then getting caught, and then my dad having to clean it off because he put us up to it. So what is it that you guys just,
We used to ding-dong ditch people's houses, which doesn't sound like a big deal until you ding-dong ditch a pedophile's house.
Yeah.
And you don't know as a kid.
He's like, challenge accepted.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God, they deliver. And until you find out he's a registered sex offender, and that's a that's a no-no.
Did you go look on your line? It's like, oh wow, this map says that we got all the best people to ding dong ditch, and it's just all of the national sex.
Yeah, he used to chase us down the street.
Yeah, in his robe.
Yeah,
You know, pedophiles at home during the day are wearing a robe.
Get back here! I got candy.
Yeah, dude, that's the best way to go about it. How about you?
I mean, I don't know if you can believe this or not. My childhood, I went largely unchecked. I was
Get the fuck out of town,
man. I was on my own for a lot of it. A couple of things that I hope my kid doesn't do. One of which, right off the bat, no one should do. I would eat iced tea mix, like ShopRite iced tea mix.
You would just eat it spoonfuls?
I would put it in a glass and a couple of ice cubes and just eat it.
What?
I know I'm a fat fuck. All right, listen, this explains a lot, but I'm telling you, there's something about making iced tea in your mouth. It's just a South Jersey treat.
That should be a Fear Factor challenge. I feel like that's one of those things where it's like it's so dry. I guess with the cube combination, it works for you.
I don't know, man. I just was weird. I used to eat Nestle Quick.
What a weird
sandwiches.
instinct.
This is 100% true. These are not fucking stories or bits. This is legit. I used to eat Nestle Quick and butter sandwiches. Again, I get it.
Wow.
Oh man,
Nestle Quick I can see because it smells so good. Grabbing a spoon and just
but I would make a sandwich. I would toast.
That is alarming.
But yeah, and just
that's what they call a South Jersey omelet, I believe. It's it's
amazing.
And butter and
willingly.
And guys, I'm not going to brag, but I saw my dad every other weekend. So
wow, you were living large and still did this, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got so fucked up one time in college. I was completely blacked out that I took 2 pieces of bread. I was just looking for stuff in our college house that we had, which was nothing. And I took oatmeal and I poured it on a piece of bread. And then I stuck it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. And then I took a bite out of it. And even in my drunken state was like, this is too dry. I couldn't even swallow it.
Damn.
Do you know?
And you were willingly just putting back these dry.
I was making treats. These are just
butter
treats.
Sandwiches.
These are treats.
You're like, this is dinner.
What I did, we were on the 3rd floor my freshman year in our dorm, and I got so fucked up one night. I tried to make ramen in our microwave, and it was probably like 2 a.m. We just got back from drinking somewhere, and I put ramen in a bowl in there without adding water to it. And I put it in for 3.5 minutes in a microwave on high. The thing caught on fire in less than 2 minutes. It was just a dry brick of ramen.
Oh.
My solution in there with my roommate, who was an actuarial science major, he was like genius. He was wasted too, but our solution was to just get the microwave before the fire alarms went off and woke up the entire college campus at 2 a.m. on like a Wednesday, was to just get the entire microwave, and we threw it out the window of the 3rd floor and just crashed down to the ground, and there was no fire alarm that went off. We were one short of a microwave, but
How funny is it, like, as a parent who, okay, you send your kid to college, and like the first couple of weeks, like if the fire alarms did go off, they get a call. They're like, he didn't know how to cook ramen.
Yeah.
The microwave caught on fire. They're like, how stupid did we raise? But we all have had stories.
Yeah, everybody. And that's what I can't imagine. Like, if I had a kid and it's just like, oh, like, what type of person are they going to be their freshman year of college? Are they actually going to be studying, or is he going to be out boinking bimbos somewhere?
It's like, not that we're smart men now, but to put yourself back in that place, like, you know, at 18 years old, and to think about how dumb you were, it's hard to even fathom. Like, it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why anytime
we made it this far.
I used to think growing up, like, oh, adults, like, they're all, like, you know, professional, upstanding citizens. They never did anything stupid, and we should just listen to everything they say. And then you get older and you get your first job out of college and you get to work with adults that are in their 50s and 60s.
Everyone's just winging it.
It's like, they're winging it.
They're still winging it.
How are they surviving on their own? Like, how did these people work for 40 or 50 years?
Yeah.
A lot of it's still a mystery to me.
I heard somebody say this the other day. I don't know where I heard it, but that when they were a kid, they thought that the president, that just basically meant you were the best in the world. Like, you were like the number one ranked, overall.
You're the top human.
You know what I mean? It's like you got the personality. You're super smart. You're good with people. Like, they are just the best person for the job, so they want it. They're the president.
Holy
Why wouldn't
shit.
they be the best person ever? And like, that was my idea of the president when I was a kid. And then you get older and you realize, like, just even the president is winging it or doesn't even know he's the president.
Or he's just getting sucked off.
Yeah, it's just in it for the BJs.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. If you elect me president, just start sucking.
Whatever. If you're in a job that offers up some BJs, it's gonna be hard not to take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, what job would offer that, though, in the current state of things in the United States?
Who could get BJs the easiest?
School bus drivers.
Teachers.
School bus drivers. You got access to this massive vehicle that is built to party, and you have it between the hours of 7:30 and 2, between picking kids up in the morning and then picking them back up in the afternoon. You just have all day wide open, and you got a fuck machine that there's already porn videos on the Bang Bus made about. I mean,
I don't know if I would say bus driver would be at the top of the list.
I was gonna say they're in the right position.
I was going to say like Drake, and Dan's like, school bus drivers, I think, are getting their Hummers, all throughout the week.
To defend Dan, those seats are very easy to clean off.
Very easy to clean off, very easy to hide behind as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it's the execution of getting there.
Just opening the doors.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever sit in school bus? Well, I think for my wedding,
on the magic school bus.
You're damn right. That was the fucking magic school bus. We had this woman that had a southern drawl, and her last name was Kennedy. She was Mrs. Kennedy, our bus driver. We called her Southern Drawl Kennedy. And when she
got shot in the head.
No, she would shoot it. She probably had a fucking revolver on her hip. And then she would whip this bus around, and we would sit in the back. You know how, like, I don't know the best way to describe it. The 3-seaters on the one side, and you had the 2 on the other. Those 3-seaters, the, like, how, I don't know what the right word is, the bounce back on them, you could like throw your shoulder into it and it would throw you right back. And you could do that with your legs, where if you just need it, the kid in front of you that was sitting in the seat would get like, you'd blow out his L5. You just fucking kick the shit out of it. And we just did that to everybody.
Being a school bus driver has got to be one of the worst jobs. Like, just think about dealing with those ages of kids all day, and then like think about being a kid when you're with your friends, you're on the bus, and how much you just thought that you were fucking with like an adult that you didn't respect at all, like a substitute teacher, a bus driver, and you thought you were being so funny and fuck with them, and either that school bus driver substitute teacher has to not react, or that you get that reaction out of them with like, shut the fuck up, you fucking punks, which is exactly what you want. Either way, you're just taking shit from these kids that think that they're hilarious, or you look like a maniac because you're reacting to these kids fucking with you.
I have where these worlds collide.
Ooh.
I coached college soccer for 15 years.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So
now,
you were on the bus with some college.
So but let's just boil this down. Junior college.
Oh, JUCO.
Yeah, Camden County College.
Ooh.
Everyone that I was employed at is fired, so I'm not worried about it.
So you get the bad boys.
Yes, but we hated American kids. I still do. I still hate everyone.
Sure.
Starting with American teenage boys, and but
worst people
they just do not want to work. They do not want to train. They just assume
they're entitled.
Yeah, they didn't get to go to Drexel, so mommy's making me go to Camden. I don't need to do anything.
Right.
But you know what isn't that? Camden County isn't that to international kids. So we started bringing in kids from, you name it, Australia, Brazil, England, Italy, France. And this was like the Mecca. Because what they would do is they would work the system. They would come here, play a year, try to go low-level pro, and then see you later.
Yeah.
But we'd give them warnings. Hey, guys, you're 9 minutes from Camden, New Jersey. I don't care what favela you grew up in. They will kill you.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, Rio. Like, they will kill you.
Right.
And they're like, okay, cool. And then immediately over the bridge into Philly, I'm like, we can't be saved. But
so they had like generally kind of bad attitudes because they're just like, we're gonna go pro.
Well, not even that. We got rid of at one time we had 28 players and one of those kids was born in America. So we were just stacked. Like, we were ruining teams. At one point we were 56-7 over like an 8-year stretch. And I had to learn Portuguese because half my team was Brazilian.
Wow.
All I know is the word for pineapple, which is abacaxi.
Yeah.
Free Duolingo lesson for you. But I knew I was done. I knew I was absolutely done because we would get on these buses and drive with these kids 3, 4, 5 hours, listening to fucking dubstep for 9.5 days straight. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Especially Australians. They just love that EDM. Shout out to Jacob. He'll be watching from Australia, but they would just go nuts. They loved it. But
I like this beat. I like it. Shut up, Jacob.
Man, some of them are. Why
are they so much better other countries at soccer than us?
Because that's all they do. That's all. The other. I mean,
we just don't care as much about soccer.
Man, we don't care about anything. But they that's like their way out of everything. It's like being a good athlete.
Yeah.
Like we get out of anything just because we're circumstances. They're like, this is the only way. Like, that's it. You don't get to pick in certain countries. Whether, like Brazil, for example, if you decide you want to be a soccer player, they don't put you into a track to go to a university. The only way you get to where they're at with us is by coming to a JUCO because it's cheaper than staying in and paying into these systems that try to put them in low-level pro programs.
Yeah, gotcha.
But we would take these drives with these kids, and it was just, of course, this one fucking French kid who, I mean, you're on a bus. You're on like a 17-passenger bus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And this kid, two of our players got into it, and there's a fight, and I break it up, and his fucking French kid, I can still hear his stupid French fucking voice. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And next thing you know, he's like, you're not going to do anything. And I was like, and now this is what I'm talking about. It's like, this kid weighs maybe 140 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 140 pounds. I haven't weighed less than 260 since I was 14 years old. Okay.
The Australian kids, I'll knock your arse out.
They respect me. They love me. They call me the Godfather. But this French kid, he knew how to get under my skin. We're 3.5 hours away at a rest stop in North, like, Sussex County, New Jersey, and he starts this fight with me because I'm not going to throw this kid off the team. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do something. And I grabbed his shit and I threw it out the door of the bus. And I told the bus driver, drive.
Yeah.
And the guy just looks at me. I was like, drive. So we left this kid 3.5 hours away. I call my boss and I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to retire real quick. And he goes, why? What did you do? I was like, I threw this kid off the bus. And I was like, this is why. I was like, either do this or hit him. And he's like, well, did you hit him? I was like, no. I was like, but he is currently an hour behind us.
Sitting at a bus stop in Paterson, New Jersey.
Yeah. It was roughly that. And
doesn't speak the language.
No. I mean, he spoke enough to talk shit to me. And I was like, figure it out, dork. He had to Uber home. It was like a $375 Uber.
Good.
That the AD had to pay.
Teach the French a lesson.
Yeah, and then I threw that kid over a bench in the national championship game, and it was televised. When I say televised, it was like closed circuit.
Public access.
Yeah, but at a school in upstate New York.
Yeah.
Shout out Utica. And of course my AD is like, hey, just so you know, everyone saw you throw him over a bench.
Because you were pissed at him?
Oh, yeah. We pulled him from the game. He got in my face, and I just again, do not talk shit to someone who weighs 2 times the size. Yeah. Just throws him. You know, it's not my fault he flew.
Now, I thought you said you were going to throw him over the bench, and you gave him a spanking that he'll never forget.
But no, I just threw him. I just fucking threw him. Yeah. In my head, I was like, look, we were down. We were already losing. I was like, this is my 5th time being here. I've lost 5 straight years. I'm done. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm going out. I'm going to assault this kid. I'm going to get it out of my system.
I'm going out with a bang, and it's going to be assaulting this kid.
Yeah. This French kid's the reason I don't coach soccer anymore.
You're going to come into my country and try to...
Yeah, you're going to talk shit to me after I show you where all the good McDonald's are?
Yeah. I'm going to leave you in the worst part of New Jersey. Yeah. You better believe it.
He's just walking around asking for directions how to get home in French while wearing a beret. And
God, he was the worst.
He has a cigarette in his
I
hand.
honestly hope that nothing ever good happens to him.
I don't think... How long ago was this? We can check in on him. We can look him up.
I don't know. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he's a goner. He's definitely, what was it from a few episodes ago? Bangkok has him now. In South Jersey, we mean Wildwood has him now.
Bangkok.
Yeah. So I do have some local stories we can get into.
Yeah, let's get into some locale.
Well. Where do you guys want to start? You want to talk about Jersey Shore bad drivers, a mayonnaise spillage, or a very interesting robbery in Mount Laurel?
Let's leave it to the guests.
I want to go robbery.
Robbery in Mount Laurel? Oh, this was a breaking piece of news. I'll show you this.
Ooh, I'm excited.
The Best Buy in Mount Laurel, New Jersey got robbed at gunpoint. Cops are seeking 2 suspects. Now, if you know who these gentlemen are, you can see them in this photo here. You may not recognize them. However, let me read to you the description of these gentlemen.
Those fellas look like they might be identified kind of easily.
They very well could be. They robbed a Best Buy at gunpoint on Sunday. They swiped multiple iPhones at gunpoint while pointing them at multiple employees. They fled in an Acura, and both bandits are less than 5 feet tall, police said.
I actually went... I know what high school these guys went to. North Pole Catholic.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
coincidentally, I just know them from high school, but...
So I actually I read this and I saw that the photos don't do it justice, but show it on there. But you just see these short kings just pointing guns at people while barely being over the height of the Apple store, the Apple section.
Didn't even throw
tables.
a mask on. He's like, look, not only are they going to identify you because they're like, look, there are 3 little people in this town.
Yeah. Dude, and
you're also not wearing a mask.
What gang is letting little people into it?
I know. The initiation.
Might have
the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, the Lollipop.
Could you imagine trying to get into your getaway car but having to strap into a booster seat before taking off? We got a few more clips. I wrote down some for you guys, too. Sources say these robbers committed the crime because Best Buy employees were looking down on them. Okay, here, read this one.
When the cops catch these iPhone robbers, they'll have a small problem on their hands.
We're just letting them fly tonight, folks.
Oh, my goodness.
Here, that one's for you. Let's check this one out.
The robbers might be small, but their crime was big news in South Jersey.
I love that you pre-wrote this, and this was the best that you could come up with.
I pre-wrote it, and I was just like, let's really let it fly.
Did it say what they stole? An iPod Mini?
No.
The Nano.
They stole the Nano. Yeah. Both bandits are less than 5 feet tall. Anybody that has
What are these, my cousins?
Do you know what would have been better is if they did the whole trench coat thing.
Yeah, they pulled a Little Rascals.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I'm obviously 9 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after they robbed this Best Buy, they went to the movies in the Morristown Mall, and they snuck into an R-rated film in their trench coat.
Yeah. Two R-rated tickets. Now,
oh, dude, what a Sunday afternoon, though. Could you imagine going in on a Sunday afternoon to a Best Buy and pointing a gun at a few people and taking a few iPhones?
Yeah.
If I would have saw that, I would have held the door for them. Yeah. I would have just assumed they were small children.
There's a lot of disadvantages of being a little person robber. I mean, first of all, if you got to run away...
You're going to do that waddle. It's not going to be good.
Yeah. How fast can you waddle?
Yeah, for every 4 steps they take, it was security's every 1 step, basically.
Yeah. Easily describable.
Sure.
If there was a police sketch artist, then they look around town, they go, look, it's got to be fucking Timmy.
Yeah. Color me surprised, but I thought Gary Coleman died years ago. This is news to me.
Color me surprised. Careful, Dan. Careful, Dan.
I didn't think that, but now
this is a diverse podcast.
Yeah, it is
Irish and Italian.
In case you didn't know, we are a diverse, feminist-based truck driving Catholic podcast. So we have to check a lot of boxes. That one might
Dan, Dan slips up and says something arguably racist every episode.
It's
fine.
However, some of the most racial moments have involved. I don't know if you know the guys, John Peoples and Mark Monta something.
I heard of them.
Those guys, they came over here and they said so much shit that I had to beep out. And we're not for, like, we support the Second Amendment or First Amendment, whichever one it is. We're not
just
educated.
not the third.
Yeah, not the third.
One of the Bill of Rights.
Something that was in a Bill of Constitution somewhere.
Did you know the Third Amendment?
No.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
It's close to that. You are not allowed to house British soldiers.
Yes.
We're pretty good citizens.
I knew there was one that was in there.
So close.
Those guys, though, did you see the Nazis in Columbus, Ohio? I heard that
we call them Uncle.
Yeah, I heard that Montague and Mike Persons were part of that crew that started that.
Wait, really? I didn't hear about this. What?
Yeah, there's you can look it up. There's a bunch of Nazis protesting something in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if they were protesting like Bud Light or it's like something. Absurd.
Damn. Armed neo-Nazis wave swastika flags during a drag event.
It was a drag event. Yeah.
They just stood out on the sidewalk.
Look at this guy with the face tattoo. Now,
and he's wearing like a red prom tux.
Is that Will Bozarth? Jesus Christ.
I don't know if he does this full time, but if he has to go into work the next morning with that face tattoo, he's also going to be pretty easily identifiable.
Yeah, God. Yeah,
hey, Jerry, what did you do yesterday?
Yeah, just had a fun time with the boys.
It doesn't even change. It just goes back to Target.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're wearing the red in here too. Yeah, just put on a pair of khakis and they're back in the electronics.
What do you think? What beer do you think the KKK is?
Ooh, good question.
Sponsoring that.
Natty Bo out of Maryland.
Yeah,
that's a. Did you see the white guy on the logo? It looks like Monopoly Man if he did drugs. Yeah.
I have an extensive partying history in Maryland.
Oh,
it's actually the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life.
I've had a few rough nights too.
Do you know the drunkest you've ever been? Like not completely, not an amalgam of things, but just alcohol.
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember fondly. I think I've told the story on here before, but yeah, what was yours?
I've had a couple moments, but I think I could pick one.
So my buddies went to a school in Maryland, Washington College.
Oh yeah.
Down Chestertown, Maryland. And a lovely place if you have $70,000 a year to go. I didn't. I was a little late coming out of college. Thanks, Mom.
Came up a little short.
Yeah.
Just a few
I'm a little light in my loafers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Andrew, here, we're going to need the rest of your tuition. It looks like you still owe $69,000 for the year.
And you're like, nice.
Sorry, boss. Can I hit you next week?
Let me hit you back on the first.
I'm going to go to work for that. I couldn't pay that back now if I thought about it.
Nobody could. That's fun. It's insane. Don't even get me started on college debt. We'll be in it for life.
So at Washington College, they have this thing called birthday ball, which they celebrate literally George Washington's birthday. It's this huge party at the end of February. Everyone's in black tie. It's a massive party, but it's just an absolute fucking shit show. From freshmen on past people who've graduated, alumni. And I didn't even go to this school. I was a guest one year, and then I went for 7 straight years. Okay?
What time of year does it happen?
February.
It's in February?
I didn't know people went to college for 7 years.
Yeah, no.
They do. They're called doctors.
Yeah, no. And I was a guest physician, and then at that point, because I didn't even go to this school. So a friend of mine went way after I had graduated, and I go to birthday ball. And I get so fucked up that afterwards they're like, oh, there's this meal, follow the signs, go to the meal. So I get on the wrong elevator and I end up in this hall and it's pitch black. And all I can see is 8-foot pictures of past presidents. And I sat down at a table and just yelled at photos of presidents because I was like, I can make these fuckers come alive. Like, I was assuming I could conjure ghosts out of the fucking hall. And I slept there. I literally slept there.
You were yelling at the presidents like they were your dead dad that you still had beef with.
I was like, motherfucker, wake up. Yeah, it was bad.
That's pretty wild.
Look what you did to the Republican Party.
I just love the fact that this happened in February. It's George Washington's birthday. Now, did they want to, a lot of people, if they're doing a certain type of party, like, ever have roaring 20s parties where everybody dresses like they're in the 20s? Did they try and bring it back like they're in George Washington times? And were any of the African American students a little upset by this because they were turned into the wait staff? What happened?
Now, we all got, like, wood dentures, though.
Yeah, he got wooden dentures. Yeah. That is a famous thing of him, and this is, happened during Black History Month. Kind of fucked up if you think about it. Do they still do it? I'll go next year.
Yes, we can all go.
We can
sneak in.
We can. Let's rent a.
I think it's cooler to go to college parties in your 30s.
I think it is too, dude. Yeah, I was thought college parties might be a little bit more feasible, and it might sound a little bit more digestible to some people. I've been pushing proms on people for years now, and I haven't gotten many people to come on board. So maybe college parties are a little bit, get a quarter keg and show up at Washington College.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Next topic of your choosing.
What else you got? What else you got, boss?
So we had a little short stint at the Best Buy there. So we got New Jersey Shore laws, new laws at the Jersey Shore this summer that I'll be putting into effect. Best drivers being ranked in New Jersey. It's a little North versus South Jersey type of situation. Or a guy that was talking about a potential mayonnaise situation over in Philadelphia.
I would say I'd love to hear what's going on with this Mayo situation.
So I think this is on one of those Crime Watch apps. I forget what it's called. What's it, Citizen or something? You can see crimes being reported. So this guy, apparently it happened in Queen Village, the Queen Village area, which I believe is in South Philly, like right on Washington Ave there. Apparently someone reported that there was a large mayonnaise spill and lanes were closed. Police have advised that they've arrived on the scene where a pickup truck lost a load of mayonnaise. And the Philadelphia Public, I think it was a Public Works Department or somebody in Philadelphia actually showed up to survey the situation, and there was no mayonnaise spillage. And people were screenshotting this and sending it around, and the guy wrote in here, if you thought the jokes last time were bad, here's what this guy posted. The screenshot said from Philly Insider on the Instagram. He said, "Gotta play catch up on this. Emergency responders are rushing to the scene, and I believe it should be cleaned up by Cinco de Mayo." So I think that guy deserves to be ousted from Philadelphia and shot into space from Center City on top of Billy Penn. That's worse than whatever the fuck we were saying about these robbers. But large mayonnaise spill. Have you guys, or do you guys dabble in any mayonnaise, or are you more of a, I can't believe we're even having this conversation, mayonnaise or Miracle Whip? Where do you stand on this? You were talking about your food, you're a bit of a foodie from what I could tell as a child, so which one were you in on?
Is it bad that I don't know the difference?
I don't know the difference
I feel like
either.
they're not like two synonymous things, like Miracle Whip and mayo. Like,
what is the Miracle?
I thought Miracle Whip was diet mayonnaise, basically.
Is that like I can't believe it's not mayo?
I might be wrong, but I feel like Miracle Whip's a whole different thing. I feel like that's being like, what are your thoughts on ketchup and hot sauce?
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me look it up real quick. I'm pretty sure.
Miracle Whip, I'm thinking of like you're putting on like desserts and stuff, no?
No, I'm
thinking of...
That's Ready Whip?
Yeah, maybe
Cool
that.
Cool Whip? There's a lot. How many whips do we need?
Maybe it's Cool Whip.
It might be. Let's see what the difference is. Apparently, a lot of people search for this. They are similar, use condiments. It's one of those articles where you say, what's the difference? And then they say, so when I started making sandwiches as a kid at the turn of the 19th century, and then you got to read through a life story before you get the answer. Same main ingredients. Miracle Whip is lower in fat and calories. So it's Miracle Whip is sweeter and contains other ingredients.
Give me an example of something you would put Miracle Whip on.
Same things that you would put
besides your ass
on.
Cheeks.
Yeah, besides your ass cheeks. I was going to go over what's in our ass this week. That was always Andrew's
I've been
big thing.
Pretty clean on that.
But it does seem like that Miracle Whip will go on stuff that you would with mayonnaise, but it's just a healthier option. There's a little bit more. There's soybean oil in it. They replaced a lot of fat stuff with less fat stuff.
I might just be white trash and have to go mayo because that's what I know.
Yeah. It looks like mayonnaise for every serving is 94 calories. Miracle Whip is 50. So about half.
If I'm making a sandwich, the last thing I'm worried about is calories.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, the bread's going to kill you.
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah, you're rarely making a sandwich going like, this is going to give me my protein for the day.
Yeah, mustard, maybe. That's a safe one, but I've never balanced and been like, well, I'm going to save 42 calories. But normally people who look at it that closely are overindulging on it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just Miracle Whip
like,
sandwich.
I'm saving some calories so I can double up on this. And then it just
Mayo,
doesn't even make
mustard, ketchup. You got to completely get rid of one forever. Which one do you drop?
Mustard.
Jesus Christ, who hurt you?
Easy. I put ketchup on my hot dogs, like some ketchup on my buns, if you will. And ketchup and mayo is all I need.
I think I would drop mayo.
I would drop mayo.
Yeah.
Actually, when it comes down to it, I think mayonnaise is the one that I would use or have the least out of those. But for some reason, I got a thing against mustard, unless it's honey mustard. Then we're in business.
I think that shirt says it all. You're afraid of spicy.
Yeah. I just like nice, bland things that I can just really sink my teeth
It's been a while
into.
since he wore that shirt to the winery.
Now I need to wear this to a winery. Anybody know any trashy wineries? No, really upscale wineries, like that one right on not Haddon, right in the middle of Haddonfield. There's one right on.
Yeah, it's no, it's not William Heritage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it looks like a very fancy spot.
It is. I've been there. It's not super fancy, but it's nice.
It's yeah.
I love going to a winery.
I've never been.
I don't fit in. I look uncomfortable. Might as well be like a waiting room.
Yes. Sam, my wife, she was. I never drank wine really like before I met her, and she got me really. It's not that I know differences between wine, but now like I love drinking wine. Like even if it's out of the box, I don't give a fuck what it is. But she'll bring me to these wineries, and I love it, dude. It's a blast.
Do you have what do they call it, a decanter at home that you pour the wine in and you swirl it around a little bit?
I think that Sam had one for a little bit, but no, I do not.
Yeah, my bitch wife has one, and she likes to swirl shit around in that. And
for you guys, it's mostly Kool-Aid and
Miracle
lemonade.
We pour all the Nesquik in there, the Kool-Aid, and then sometimes I don't put anything but ice in it, and then I swirl.
You look at the decanter, you're like, is that Nesquik? Yeah.
She would fucking murder me if she
You
came
get out in the middle of the night, just see Dan chugging chocolate milk in that shirt. If I saw that, I would be terrified. I'd be like, I'm about to die.
Now, when I wake up in the middle of the night between the hours of 3 and 4 throughout the week, I will just slip this shirt on and come out into the kitchen in the dark. I don't even turn a light on and eat chocolate pudding. That is what I do.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
So with whitey tighties underwear.
So you know that's a real thing. That waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I wake up at 3 o'clock, and I know it's the devil's hour.
It's called
What is that?
The witching hour.
It's the witching hour.
What do you mean?
It literally means that he's haunted. Like there's something trying to kill him.
Wow.
White women with crystals.
I've heard of it for babies. They say like with the baby right now, they're like 7 p.m. is like the witching hour because he's just like crying for no reason.
They commonly will use the phrase witching hour, but it comes from 3 a.m.
I didn't realize that.
Have you seen a lot of like any of the exorcism movies?
Yeah, The Conjuring.
Exorcism of Emily Rose.
It's been a long time, but I get the gist.
Yeah, so just people waking up at 3 a.m. and that constantly. Last night I woke up at like 3:05 and I had to come down here to get my phone charger, and I came down and this light was on for no reason.
I could see you being a guy that the devil gets his hands on.
We're just sitting here waiting for you at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I just come down and you guys are here, and it's just I'm in my own world. Yeah,
I could see the devil getting a hold of you and just being like, "This guy's weak.
Come with us, Danny.
I could possess this guy."
You guys just come down here to do the podcast, and I'm just like dancing in nothing but socks, and I'm just like that's like would I be possessed, or do you just see?
No, that could also just be you, like I don't know, doing like making a sketch or
that, or just mixing all the different concoctions of past episodes. I was
just
telling Brendan,
hanging brain, just walking around in that shirt. I love it.
Yeah, just hanging brain in this shirt, just that. And usually, I was telling Brendan how I've been known to mix edibles with mushrooms with gin, and it just is wild.
He like went from like I've never done any of this before to going I'm gonna do them all at the same time.
Well, I know
like why
I've this is gonna sound crazy, but I've never willingly been high.
Really?
Never.
On anything?
No.
Just alcohol.
Just alcohol.
Huh.
And so
interesting.
Next time we have you on the podcast, let's get into it.
The only time I've ever actually been so when I say willingly, I've never been like, let's get high. Like I've just never had that.
Yeah.
The only time I've been offered edibles, like real life drugs, as I call them, was by a doctor.
Yeah.
At a Willie Nelson concert. And his exact speech.
Let me tell you something. That guy was not a doctor.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I got in the van with him. I know he was a doctor.
He's like, trust me, guy. I actually practiced.
I think that was my Uncle Randy. Was it down at the Tweeter Center a couple summers ago?
I was at the Man.
Yeah.
It was outside the Man. 7 blocks from the Man.
I swear to God.
But he shows me 2 bags.
Did you say pick one?
He goes, do you like to go up or down? And I was just like, I guess down. I'm drinking. He's just like, all right, take the red one. And then I took it, and my friend, who is another doctor, he was like, hey, it's fine. It's fine. He makes them himself. Close, yeah. Willie Nelson. So then about half an hour later, I'm like, I don't feel anything. Apparently famous last words. Yep. So I take the other one. Yeah, like the logs in fucking Back to the Future 3. I'm like, send this train. And I laughed for 4 straight hours. Yeah. I couldn't move, but I laughed for 4. I walked out. When we walked out, I bought an umbrella from a vendor.
Yeah.
That wasn't for sale. It was just what she had covering her thing. I offered her $100 for this giant, like, fabric umbrella. She was like, wow. Yeah,
that is unbelievable.
With Dr. Jerry Sandusky, I'll tell you, he's got that good stuff. Man.
Yeah, he does.
I've heard a lot about him.
You get home and it's like, did I take a shower? I smell like Irish Spring.
Yeah. So was I doing drills?
Yeah. Was I running suicides in the gym naked and then showering in the Penn State locker room? But Jesus.
But everyone else who experiments with shrooms and all sorts of shit, they look like they're having a great time.
Yeah.
Like I had a roommate that did all that shit right out of college, and he would literally come home from his shitty telemarketing job and drink like half a thing of Jack and get really high and just sit in this chair. And one night he was like, yeah, I think we're all going to, we're going to take some mushrooms. I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be here. I found him in the bathtub like 4 hours later.
Holy
and he was
shit.
like, the hammers from the wall are here. And I was like, okay, buddy. And I just shut the curtain and just left. 2 days later, he's still in the shower.
He could probably sell the shit out of some Cutco. That guy's got an imagination.
Yeah.
He gets into work. He's like, this is the best knife you could ever imagine.
That was the best part about that job is, money when you're 18 is like, oh, you want $10 an hour? I'm fucking loaded.
I'm going to be a millionaire by the time next year.
Right. I did the math every time I got a check. Closer, a little closer.
Yeah.
And then I'd eat Wendy's. But we would sell, I swear to God, this is a real product. I do not endorse this product. It was called Dual Action Cleanse. It was a
Sounds familiar.
It was a shit pill. It was one of these things like, oh, take this magical formula that I concocted and your bowels are never going to be cleaner. Well, this guy that came up with this product was so into it.
He's the owner of Taco Bell.
He would come and like watch us take calls for this product. And it was just like, he just stares at you like, yeah.
Tell him how much they're going to shit.
And then he did this infomercial where I'm pretty sure he got canceled after it because he talked about the first like tenet of this product. He's like, I knew after watching my 3-year-old daughter take a shit and the size of that shit that I should be shitting more healthily.
My God. He's like, that's where my inspiration struck.
Yeah, and then I had to get out of the shit game after that. I knew I was in the wrong place.
Damn.
So it's a shit place to be in.
Was he from South Jersey too?
No, I'm pretty sure he's from New York, like upstate.
Oh, damn. I was going to say, let's guess what town in South Jersey somebody like that would be from, because my guess would be Pennsgrove, I think. Salem County type of guy.
No. Pennsgrove, no. Pennsgrove, bad news bears down there. Yes. That's actually their mascot is the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, really?
No.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say I wouldn't.
We both believe that immediately.
Really? Yeah, interesting.
Learn something new every day on this podcast.
So I think what you should do, bring over some of those shit pills if you held on to any like some Quaaludes.
I'm pretty sure you can still buy them online.
Fuck! I'll go buy them online and we'll mix them with edibles.
Just send me off on my own. just laughing and shitting all at the same time. Every time I laugh.
Dude, I do agree with you, though. I've taken edibles before where nothing happens after an hour on one, and I'm like, let me pop another, and then 10 minutes later, I'm on the moon.
It's always the case where you go, oh, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. So let's get into some new South Jersey, Jersey Shore laws down in various shore towns. One of these I think you frequent quite often. There's a few different new laws happening this year, specifically in Sea Isle. Sea Isle enacted a new rule, including adults, not just for children. Backpacks that are larger than 8 by 6 by 8 are banned from the promenade between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. all summer long.
Why?
Because in response to recent cases of teens gathering late at night, underage drinking, the rule is to prevent them from transporting liquor, weapons, and beer.
So the craziest thing. So I live on 40th Street in Sea Isle.
Is that full-time residence?
No. I vacation there, and I know.
Yeah,
I know how that sounds.
I vacation there.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, it is awesome. I live directly next to 3 bars, and that's why I
40th Street's great. It's right in the action.
Oh yeah, I can hear everything.
It's fucking sweet.
But
I can hear
I'm
everything.
right across. So I'm right next to La Costa. Shout out La Costa. I will never call it Ludlam. And I'm about 150 feet from the OD. But then right across the street from that is the beach.
Yeah.
And if you go onto the promenade after sundown, there's just a mass of shitty 13-year-olds who think that they can like fuck with you.
Yeah.
Now, we've already established that I don't like teen people.
Yeah.
They're all trash bags.
And if any of them are French, you're going to beat the shit out of them.
Oh my God. Just throw my own human shit at them.
If we could get you in like a fight with like a French teen.
Oh.
Let's have a boxing match on here. We'll find a French guy on Craigslist and bring him over.
If you're a French teen listening and you want to get your ass whooped by daddy over here,
just hit up the South Jersey bad boy hotline. Yeah. So you encountered these teens quite often?
Yeah, and last year, ironically enough, they're not really even fucking with adults. They fuck with each other. It's like a turf war after 10 o'clock out there. And it's like my dad and it's that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're just so fucking annoying. Well, one time we were up there, and to get back from the point, the quickest way from one bar to the other is to go down the promenade. So we walk down the promenade and we see this kid basically getting jumped. They're trying to rip off his shoes and
his boat shoes.
No, yes, his shoes in general. They were being ripped from his body, and he's screaming. There's no police, and I let out this huge dad yell.
Yeah.
And there was no fear. None of these kids had any fear because their dads obviously aren't around. And I walk over. I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy's like, this kid is like, stay out of it. I'm like, stay out of it. Like you see someone who's like clearly not having a good day.
Yeah.
And you can look at someone and know if they kind of started this.
Yeah.
And I have time. I have all the time in the world. I'm like, what's going on here? There's 30 kids. I'm like, what did you do?
Yeah.
He's like, nothing. They want to steal my shoes. I was like, why? And he's like, did you really try to steal this kid's shoes? And the guy was like, well yeah. Like, the fuck? Like, when did that start? Like, what's the power? You can't have it. There's no power lines to even throw them on.
Yeah.
This isn't the city.
Yeah.
You guys aren't from the Northeast.
Yeah.
Pretty disrespectful to get your shoes stolen off of your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night on vacation.
Yeah.
While wearing a T-shirt that says free hugs on it.
Yeah. And you walk home barefoot, and they're like, I don't even know if they knew if it was their size.
Yeah.
His Smile Urine Sea Isle shirt.
Yeah.
With blood on it now.
Not only did that have to happen, but then he has to walk home barefoot past all these bars with all these drunk fucking wasted moms getting let out of them as well.
Probably their moms.
Yeah, their moms.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, I'm ready to go home now. And so I'll get her.
Wear your shoes.
Yeah.
We'll have Dad Venmo for more in the morning.
Yeah. So that they have a curfew in Sea Isle because of, clearly these damn teens that are out there. Teenagers are just ruining everything, to be honest.
We used to just stand on the promenade as teenagers, and we'd wait for girls to walk by. We'd go, you want to make out? And they go, no. And you go, all right. See if there's another one coming. Hey, you want to make out?
That was just learning how to catcall. If only we knew how to watch construction workers, girls walking by the construction site.
Yeah, at
it
least
was all
they
it
had
was.
something clever to say. Like there was no, like we were not teeing it up in any way.
Me and my friends never said anything. We just stood there like, yeah, they'll take notice of us standing over here. When if you're just walking down the boardwalk, that's all it is packs of teenage boys hanging out on the railings,
waiting
all the
for
way down.
like for some reason when you're a teenage boy, you think if you go and you wait around long enough, there's going to be a girl that comes up to you and goes, "You want to get some pussy tonight?" And you go, "Oh my, yeah."
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I'm hoping that my daughter grows up to be just fucking giant and hideous.
Yeah,
Because she's gonna be a slut. Like if She has half my genes. She's gonna be
hopefully
a bit of a
just
whore.
starts fucking dudes up and stealing their shoes.
Oh my god, she's gonna.
I hope you coach her JUCO softball team. Let's put it that way.
She's gonna play first base.
Yeah, first base. She's gonna be one of those pitchers up there, just fucking letting it rip.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think it's
I probably
the
got a
worst.
skedoodle in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
soon,
Yeah, we'll wrap.
Get back
things
to
up
baby
here.
duty.
Baby duty there. Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Yeah.
Baby duty.
Baby duty. Fuck yeah.
Just shit waiting for him.
Yeah.
Ocean City's doing something else. They're detaining minors for breach of peace violations as well. Apparently, there's people under 17 bans them from public areas unsupervised from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So even until 1 a.m., that gives them plenty of fucking time to... Sea Isles is at 10 with the backpacks. They're like, yeah, you got till 1 a.m., but like, what is going on in Ocean City after 10 p.m.? I mean...
It's a dry town anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the boardwalk basically closes at like 11. Like it's like pitch black out there by midnight, but like till 1 a.m., I don't know where teens are at down. I have no idea, but yeah, breaching the peace.
I feel like and I don't know if this is true, but I feel like the teens in Ocean City are probably more well behaved than like a Sea Isle or obviously
100%.
Wildwood.
Yeah.
I feel like there are people like their teens that they're like, they go out and then they just go right back to their parents' giant house and they're like, we don't need to get into trouble.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Sea Isle, Wildwood, you're kind of looking to get into some trouble. You're looking to get some fingers wet somehow.
Not even just there too, but Atlantic City as well.
You can lose a kidney on the AC boardwalk.
I've sold
That's
my
more of
kidney on the AC
adult
boardwalk.
trouble. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot more teens, I feel like, in Sea Isle and Wildwood from the research that you've been putting in.
The research I've put in there, they're all teen-based in Sea Isle, Ocean City. Then you get to Atlantic City, and they have a no-gun policy in casinos.
There we go.
Well, they're reinforcing, just reminding you guys.
Reaffirmed. It's basically just like they've never been allowed in casinos.
Guys, in case you forgot, you cannot bring guns in here.
Are you sure that wasn't 21? Are you sure?
And they said the safety and well-being of our guests and employees is a top priority for our casino industry. And if you guys have been in casinos in Atlantic City, you know that rings true. I'm
just realizing I've never come across one metal detector in a casino.
No, you can literally walk in there from any entrance, from under the boardwalk, above the boardwalk, from a parking garage. And parking garages in Atlantic City and everywhere that I've been to are nothing but beautiful, smell great. Yeah. You just walk right in. There is no metal detectors. It's a hotel.
If you walk in and you have a bag, they check you.
Yeah.
But you could walk in strapped, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they pat you down? No, they don't pat you down.
No, unless you're going into like a club inside of Tropicana or something.
Yeah, right.
But they do say that the penalties, if a guest does bring a gun into a casino, they will be asked to remove the gun from the property. If they refuse, they can refuse to let them into the property. But I feel like you could get into the property if you have a gun. So I don't know what would happen in that instance. It's like one of those classic things.
There's only one way to find out.
Here we go. We're going AC. We're 45 minutes from there. Let's go.
But is New Jersey even like an open carry state?
No,
well,
I don't think so.
Recent changes with the gun laws after that Supreme Court ruling in New York, people in Jersey have been getting concealed carry permits like crazy as opposed to before, where it was virtually impossible. So I think that's why they reaffirmed it. Like, hey, just so you know, even though you might have a concealed carry permit, it's not allowed in casinos. They're not allowed like basically anywhere.
They're doing that with a lot of jobs with marijuana with New Jersey. They're like, I know that technically it is legal, but you still cannot be high driving UPS truck.
They do just every now and then have to issue that as a reminder. Just like if it was alcohol, it's like alcohol is legal, but you can't just sit behind the FedEx truck and start pulling from a flask. Even though some people, like myself and my Uncle Ned, we do. So yeah, Atlantic City casinos, they're killing the fun and the vibes by not allowing guns. But what can you do? One last story here for you.
Sure.
Where are the New Jersey's best and worst drivers? They kind of break it down on a town-by-town basis. Do you guys think that South Jersey towns have worse drivers than North Jersey, or is it vice versa?
South Jersey, I think, is worse.
South Jersey's worse?
No, I'm going to go north.
Those North Jersey scumbags,
It's tough. Yeah, you get closer to New York where more people don't drive. So yeah, actually, I changed my opinion. North Jersey.
North Jersey is the worst, you want to say?
I'm going to say North Jersey because there's people that commute via the train a lot more easily.
Yeah, that is true. They might not drive as much. Well, the best drivers, number one was North Bergen, followed by Vineland, Hackensack, Elizabeth, Patterson. Oh,
Vineland?
Vineland is number two for best drivers in the
because
state.
they've been in a lot of getaways.
Yeah. They definitely have been, and usually on tractors.
That's where
There's just the speed.
Bus drivers come from.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
and they drink on the job. Hackensack, Elizabeth, Patterson, Perth Amboy.
See, these are all North Jersey.
But then you got Mount Laurel, Camden, Passaic, and Cherry Hill.
How is Camden?
I have no idea.
They're the best at driving cars that are not
registered to them.
Yeah, they're not registered to them.
Yeah,
that are legally owned by someone else.
I want to see the breakdown for how this was actually calculated. Part of the 2023 study, the cheapest car insurance providers in New Jersey ranked the best and worst drivers by city. I just want to see. Of course, they don't say how it was calculated. They just say Pork Roll and Taylor Ham areas of the state. But worst drivers: Brick, Howell. Never even heard of Howell. Jackson.
Howell's next to Jackson.
Oh, it is? Okay, so Jackson and the surrounding area are number 2 and 3 for the worst drivers. People just leaving Six Flags with a car full of children, just fucking pissed that they had to wait 4 hours in line for King Ka. I get it. And then Woodbridge, Middletown, Toms River, Lakewood, Old Bridge, Wayne, and Manchester. So there's no South Jersey in the top 10, really. Jackson.
That's a very anti-Semitic list.
Yeah, it really is. Toms River, Lakewood, just the general Lakewood area. Everybody here.
Shout out to all my Jewish friends. I've never accused them of being shitty drivers.
Yeah, shout out Cherry Hill.
Yeah, Cherry Hill was in the best, number 10 in the best towns in the state. So, yeah, Cherry Hill was in there, but it was all north and central and the worst drivers. So I do think that drivers are getting terrible around here now. And now that's like the dad in me. I'm yelling at kids to get off my lawn. I wear discounted Under Armour sneakers, and I say drivers are getting worse.
Unreal, dude.
Yeah, so that's how.
You still blame Obama.
I still do blame Obama.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Biden. Yeah. So yeah, I think we've been at this for a little over an hour now. Is there any parting things you had to do before?
What's in your ass?
What's in your ass this week? What has
Guys,
been?
I tell you, I've been busy moving. I've been
in the ass or
packing. I've been packing boxes instead of things in my ass.
Fudge packing.
Yeah.
No, I wish. It's fun. Just walk around with some things in your butt.
Yeah. Scotch tape is a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, anything you can really clench, honestly. Yeah. I don't rely on the hole. I want the cheeks to do the work.
Right.
Yeah, and the further, start out easy towards the top and then just work your way down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, it's a sport, guys. It's just like, you got to apply some, effort.
Some effort.
You can't just shove everything up your ass.
Yeah.
That's a loser.
Got to get a little muscle memory in there.
Yeah.
I've gotten as far as a kiwi. How about you?
I would say I could probably do a banana.
Yeah.
I could probably peel a banana.
Actually, you know what? Some bananas might fit rather if they're, curved like this. You just shove it in there and it just might. I think it might be very ergonomic. Might be a very ergonomic choice.
Call in and let us know what you think you could hold in your ass.
Yeah, 856-617-4626.
You'll probably hold this duck.
Yeah, you probably get that duck in there. Yeah. Thank you, Andrew Bausman.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for coming on the program. We'll see you guys later.